Yeah, look at that. Starting with the chickens. Because there ain't be nobody in the chat yet. Easy. Chicken smoked cocktail. All right. So, let us get it together. So, the king is once again my guest. And why is this? Was Herod unimpressed? What do you mean by that? That is not. Oh, so if you get the Benedictine and absinthe, and Angostura bitters, you're deep in trouble, man. I think I want this. What's this? Fancy molasses rum. Sweet Heritage Rye Malt Whiskey. And I think wo ist meine sportsballer rye whiskey? Is that it? That looks like it. Legacy rye. All right. What do I want? Benedictine and absinthe. Where's my Benedictine? Where's my Benedictine? Okay. Benedictine. And I'm going to use my cheeky blue absinthe. Okay, and that's everything. Oh, wait. Hot damn, I need to get stuff out of the dishwasher. That was foolish. What do I? Now I can survive with this. This is fine. Alright. I'm gonna do this. And I'm gonna do this. And then I'm gonna do the other. Okay. Do. Let's move this over here. Turn the light on. It's a bright light. All right. That's ready. G'day, cocktail lovers. I was looking through a few websites for some cocktail ideas, and I found one cool name, The Ghost of Smoky Joe. And it recommends you actually smoke the cocktail. I thought, aha, I have not used my smoker for a while, so I'm inspired. I'm going to do that. In fact, the name, Ghost of Smoky Joe, makes me wish I'd discovered this for Halloween, but I don't want to wait till next year to make it, so I'm going to make it now. If you don't have a smoker and you enjoy making cocktails, I really recommend you get one. I mean, unless you really don't like smoke, then that wouldn't make sense. But it adds a really interesting element to cocktails, and it gives you a little bit of fun as well. I just think it looks cool as well. If you get one, make sure it has some sort of ventilation. You see a little hole there. And what happens when you torch what you're burning, whether it be wood chips or herbs, little bit of convection happens, and that draws the smoke through, which really circulates it into the drink and gets that smoky flavor in there. You probably get some cheap ones. Don't get a really cheap, dodgy one that doesn't have a vent. This is a reasonably expensive handmade one. It's absolutely beautiful, and I shall be using this with some applewood chips. So far as ingredients, this drink basically starts out as a Manhattan and then goes on an interesting journey. It's a rye whiskey base, and I'm going to use a locally made rye from the Gospel Distillery. I think this is the only distillery in Australia that specializes in rye. There are other distilleries that make rye whiskey along with different sorts of whiskey. The Gospel just focus on rye whiskies. This is a limited one they did called Legacy Rye. It's an interesting mash bill. It's 59% rye, 35% corn, which is kind of high for a rye whiskey, and 5% malt barley. And it's been aged 3 years, 56% ABV. So that's 112 proof. So this has got a decent kick. This is actually probably my favorite release from them. I regularly get their whiskies. This one's really good. And the recipe I found said to top this with a peated whiskey. So there's 2 elements of smoke. I'm going to stay Australian and stay rye. This one's from Sydney, from the Archie Rose Distillery. This is their rye malt whiskey, and it's been smoked with Australian wood. And specifically, it's been crafted by smoking their rye malt from New South Wales with native stringy bark timber. So rather than being peat smoked, this is smoked with the wood from an Australian tree. So the smoky characteristic is not the same as peat, but it's not 100 miles removed, and it's quite nice. So I'll be using that. As I said, this kind of starts off as a Manhattan. So there is dry vermouth in there, but rather than sweet vermouth, it's a mix of dry vermouth and Benedictine. And there's even a cheeky splash of absinthe in there. Here's how we make it. In a mixing glass, put 1 ounce or 30 mils of rye whiskey, then 3/4 of an ounce, around 22.5 mils of dry vermouth, then 1/2 ounce or 15 mils of Dom Benedictine, and then just a dash of absinthe and a dash of Angostura bitters. Add ice to the glass, stir that for 20 to 25 seconds to chill and dilute the drink, and then strain that into a rocks glass over a chunk of ice. I'm using one of my sexy clear ice balls. You should check my channel for how to make that. I have special videos showing you the easiest possible way to make clear ice. Then we do a float of the smoked. Then we do a float of the smoked whiskey on top of that, and the final touch, we put our smoker on and torch that little wood chip. And oh Jesus! Then as the final touch, we put our smoker on and torch those wood chips, and just look at how cool it looks. I have to do this in ultra slow motion just so you get the really cool, funky look. Okay, so next to fuzz. Hello, people who are sitting there and not chatting. How you doing? I'm making a cocktail, and it's a little bit finicky. It has fire and smoke. let's do this. Okay, there a little bit. There we go. That looks good to me. Let's get these beverages ready. I think that's not tilted down as much as it usually is, blinding me a little bit. That'll do. And got it down a little bit more. Okay, this ready. This ready. Come on. Rye whiskey. And make a move. Okie dokie. We've got all that ready. Well, let's just pour this whiskey in, shall we? A few drops of whiskey on the floor to season the floorboards. Hey, Celtic King, how you doing? All right. Start to do record. Let's go. It's 3/4 of an ounce of dry vermouth. That was oh my God, that was like 2 ounces. God, this stupid jigger, I always get it wrong. Okay, so that was like, okay, so what fucking boozy that's meant to be. Nobody will know, don't tell them. 1/2 ounce Benedictine. Too clever, my own good. Okay, just a dash of absinthe. Just a dash. Just a dash of extra bitters. Oh, get some of that on the table. All right. And now, stop that. Ooh. Where's my smoker? I'm going to put some fresh wood chips in my smoker so I can introduce smoke and fire. Because that's how I roll, baby. I've not done this in a while. Okay. Some ice in our drink. Alright. That's a flamed up. Angry family as well. Thank you, Kelsey. Thank you for asking. I hope you're well as well. Well as well. Well as well. Goofy thing to say. I'm messing about tonight. Dark strong drink. It's melted a little bit. Now we want to turn that shit up. And okay. Vi stranden sen. That's too much. Give a bit too much of the whiskey in. And the smoked whiskey. That's about enough of that. Gonna put a little float on there. And then comes the fire. the fire, man. Smoky. Okay, now I gotta quickly do my other shot. Do this around here. Around here. Turn that shit up. Got this happening. Oh, it's very smoky in here now. Oh, that's going. This is going. And there we have the ghost of Smoky Joe. This whole room has a really nice aromatic wood smoke vibe going in it now. It's why I'm shut off in the back of the house in my bar. I used to do this in the kitchen and it made me really unpopular. Now I've got my own room. Just hope I don't set any smoke alarms off. And for tasting, oh, you get that rye whiskey and the smoke from the smoked rye, which again is completely different. You're getting the aromatics of the wood smoke sort of wafting up towards your nose and that deeper, richer taste from the smoked whiskey. This is a tasty little number. I guess you could serve this up as well, like a Manhattan, but I just, with the smoking, I just thought, no, a little rocks glass. It just looks cool when you take the top off. I think you want one, like, even if you don't particularly like smoke things, it looks cool. Who doesn't want things that look cool? Like ice that's completely clear and you don't need any special equipment. There'll be a link. There'll be a link right about now. Go and check out how to do that. And also try this if you want to try a really interesting Manhattan variation, the Ghost of Smoky Joe. Cheers. All right, this room really is smoky though. Okay, turn a few things off. Stop in the name of love before you break my heart. Now, I did also promise to make Mrs. Angry a little drink. I'm making a video of that. Okay, so let's get that sorted. I mean, I might actually leave the chickens there for just the minute or so it takes me to do this. I need to work out how much is in this for Mrs. Angry. Okay, last of the coffee and cacao gin. Ooh, that's okay. That's 3/4 of an ounce. Slightly more than I thought was there. Oh, that's 1.5 ounces. That's not bad. That's quite decent. All right. It's the end of that. I'm going to put a little bit of the sugar syrup in there. Just a little. We'll stir that in. And we want the appropriate bitters, namely chocolate and orange. Just like a Terry's chocolate orange. Right. The chocolate? That's the chocolate. Which I recently filtered because it had got weird and developed sediment. Don't want that. Okay. And orange bitters. All right. Might be too much bitters. Hope it's not. Anyway, okay. An orange peel. Because that's what all the Class C kids do, and I think I almost cut my finger there. And I don't know, one for me too, I think. Do that. Yeah, got a little bit of a spritz happening there. And cocktail cherry. Because who doesn't deserve a treat? Oh, that's okay. Third stab. That was actually pretty good going in an almost empty jar. I'm going to get me one. And there's one fewer cherry in here. No, it's going to take much longer to get another one. Okay, up to about 10 stabs. I might need to use my spoon. Where is my spoon? My spoon is right here. I don't think there's many cherries left in here. Cherry syrup. Man, why are it's like the last ones are always mutants. All right. I'm just about done. And then I will be back. This out, Thomas is angry. What do you think? Yeah. It's a very surprising coffee aspect to gin. Yeah. All right. Shenanigans over. Rays, how you doing? Ooh. All right, putting that out of the way. That out of the way. Get rid of the banner. No more chickens in charge. Things being placed in holes they shouldn't have been multiple times. Talking about Saturday night. Is that what I was saying? No. Anywho, my very boozy cocktail. Boozier than it's meant to be. Rookie mistake. So I'm drinking extra whiskey. Ooh. Got a bit of that rye spice happening in there. It's a dangerous little number, that one. Oh, dear. Well, what's life without a little danger, I say? Oh, Copilot. Fucking Microsoft trying to fucking jam things down your throat. Ooh, okay. Brandon Sanderson, I have never heard of you. Why are you fucking hyping Brandon? Probably because I have fantasy books, I guess. Okay, what else? Ooh, a Black Friday sale at a booze shop. I mean, honestly, on brand for me. Just checking my emails. Learn how Margot Robbie and her besties created pepper salt gin. Well, you know what? I like trivia. I'm going to look at that. Yes, pay with PayPal. Okay, saw my emails checked. I wasn't even intending to check my emails, but I got caught out by one offering Black Friday on booze. Dying. Oh, yeah, are you in Western Australia? I seem to remember that's rare, and I remember I read you having like just a horrible heat wave. We still haven't had any heat wave. We don't normally get heat wave conditions till January. And then we get some really nasty ones in January and February. But yeah, we have not. We've had hot days, but yeah, I mean, God, what was the prediction I saw for you, man? It was like over 35 Celsius at least 7 days in a row. And that's humans aren't made for that. I'm sorry. They're just not. That's just wrong. Yeah. Well, over 35 all week and hitting the 40s more often than not is what I read. And that would be a record. Over 35, 7 days in a row would be a record. Weird how that keeps happening with temperatures. If only someone knew what was causing it. Right. So, all right, that's right. Okay, I'm going to look. Black Friday deals. These are pretty expensive Black Friday deals. Man, this website sells some expensive whiskies. God damn, Flor de Cana 18-year-old rum. Down from 190 to 120. I'd be a fool not to buy. I'm not buying that. Spending $120 on a rum. I'm just not. I think a real rum head might go for it. Because, I mean, honestly, that's a third off. That's more than a third off. But I'm just not that much of a rum guy. Oh yeah, no, sorry. It's Race. It's a record for November. Yes. Like us, you get that shit in January and February. That's what I read. It's a record for November. Yeah. So thank you for picking up on that. Sorry, I'm just looking at these really expensive things. Why is Macallan's always really expensive whiskeys? They just sold like one of the rarest bottles of whiskey in the world, a Macallan, and it went for over £2 million, so like over 4 million Australian dollars. Holy shit! They were selling a Chinese spirit, a 30-year-old Maotai. I have no idea what that is. The original price was 3,000. They marked it down to 1,500, and it's gone. I mean, they might have only had one bottle. Who knows? But yeah, no, I just mentioned Macallan because they go, oh, a 5. Wow. Okay, if I was a rich Scotch whiskey head, I think I'd get this without hesitation. A Macallan Harmony Connection Intense Arabica Single Malt Scotch was $500, marked down to $300. I'm just not spending $300 on whiskey, even if it's marked down from $500. You know, unless I win lotto tonight or something, which, is probably not going to happen. You two Irish, you and me both, mate. My Irish Scots heritage not going to last in things like that. Did I end up making a liquid marijuana cocktail? I didn't. It honestly just seemed really sugary to me. Not that I've got anything against. Well, if I'm in a super snobby mood, I might be snobby about sugary cocktails, but I do make sugary cocktails. But I did not, in fact, make it. Tonight, I've got a very smoky cocktail. And it's got a little bite from the rye whiskey, and it's really high proof. That's actually a lot of standard drinks. Ugh. Yeah, because I put twice as much of the high proof rye whiskey in as I meant to. So that's probably 3 standard drinks all on its own. You made a white one. Is that a white dragon egg bag or a white marijuana cocktail? I'm very easily confused, Dr. Abigail. But all right, so I looked at these guys. Black Friday sale booze, and I'm not buying any of it. Although there are, if you're into expensive shit, there are some legit bargains on the expensive shit. Every group of friends has at one point or another dreamed of starting a company. Another fucking haven't. A bar, an art gallery, a boutique hotel. Okay, they're being funny. So, film industry friends: Margot Robbie, Tom Ackley, Josie McNamara, Charlie Mars, and Regan Riskus Mars. They wanted to make gin. Yes, lots of celebrity drinks. Made in Byron Bay with local botanicals. Finds new space in a crowded market. Ooh, Margot got interviewed by Dan's Daily. Public pushes producers to make better, more interesting products. Papa Salt's first release sold out in a mere 48 hours. That's just the celebrity shit. And I'm not saying it's going to be a bad gin. I'm just saying it's the celebrity shit. Just as unique as how uniquely involved. No, genuinely. Sorry. I thought they said unique twice. They didn't. That was my brain. Just as unique as how genuinely involved each of the co-founders have been at every stage. This isn't the case of slapping big names on a white label product. Their commitment to the craft is clear, and they want Papa Salt to stand on its own. It's a weird... Okay, I'm going to share this because it's actually a weird bottle they put it in. Yes, that I actually agree, Raze. That was quite random and confusing. But I'm just going to show because, and I guess they wanted to stand out. That's quite an odd bottle they've gone with. So that's Margot Robbie and her co-creators, I guess. So, oh no, that's just gone to Dan's. All right, so it has sold out. $85. That is really quite expensive. They are absolutely trading on their names on the celebrity thing with that. That is really quite expensive. So, Raze, you deleted chats you're in for Discord to stop notifications. That's, look, fair. I am like no notifications on pretty much everything. I just fuck notifications. I will go and check if and when I want to. Oh, could I just show all the posts about the actor Joss Ackland, who played a few good bad guys, died? Yeah, okay. But this is the white one. It looks pretty cool. Oh, vibe happening. Well, I like how you're experimenting with the colors on the dragon egg. They're meant to be dice bags, aren't they, for D&D? Gotta have something unique. So besides being the bad guy in Bill and Ted. He was a bad guy in was it Lethal Weapon 2 or 3 with the South Africans? Diplomatic immunity. That was always funny to me, sort of that Lethal Weapon movie with the South Africans as the bad guys. They're really going, well, Americans are stupid. And this is Hollywood filmmakers deciding this. This is Americans deciding this. Americans are stupid and don't know anything about the rest of the world, because you hear the South Africans talking, and Riggs makes some comment about their accent being weird, and he doesn't know what it is. And then I think they run one of them off the road, crash car, and they open the boat, and all these Krugerrands fall out, the South African gold coins. And they're still confused. What's going on here? And I went, they were South Africans, and that's Krugerrands. And it has to be this big investigation and reveal they're South Africans, because there's an assumption that Americans do not know world accents and wouldn't recognize Krugerrands when they saw them. And thank you, Rays. That was Lethal Weapon 2 with the South Africans as the bad guys. I feel like I feel like Mel Gibson's hair was even bigger in Lethal Weapon 2. All right, so Dr. Abigail, they're ostensibly dice bags. Oh, yes. But you obviously could use them. So, Rays, you reckon diplomatic immunity doesn't cover murder? You know what? I'm just randomly. I think one of the big things is you can use diplomatic immunity, like so the police can't do things. Okay, this is the US Department of State. Oh, no, that's a whole PDF. I don't want to look at a PDF. I'll go the idiot's summary from Wikipedia. One of the oldest, most widespread practices in international relationships. Long-standing and nearly universal concept. Modern practices conform to the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations. Contrary to popular belief, diplomats are not entirely immune from the jurisdiction of their host country. Like most foreign persons, they may still be declared persona non grata and expelled. Foreign officials' home country may waive immunity, typically in the event they're involved in some serious crime, unrelated to their diplomatic role. But many countries refuse to waive immunity as a matter of course. Diplomats have no authority to waive their own immunity, except in cases of defection. Home country may prosecute the individual on its own accord through the insistence of the host country. Is there anything on limits? Exceptions. Some countries have reservations, but they're minor. This doesn't say that you can't claim diplomatic immunity for murder. Uses and abuses. Offenses against the person. Okay, so a cop was murdered by a person shooting from inside the Libyan embassy. Incident caused a breakdown in diplomatic relations till Libya admitted general responsibility. in 1999, 15 years later. All right. So I'm not finding something that actually says you is not murdered because you're. It seems like your home country has to waive diplomatic immunity. I guess mints around the world do gold coins. Just the Krugerrand is very famous, probably because a bunch of apartheid criminals traded in it. Yeah, there's the whole thing. If the home country wants to maintain decent relationships with the host country, they normally have to waive the diplomatic immunity in the case of extreme crimes. But from my very brief skim, where I could have easily missed some detail, there's nothing that says you can't claim diplomatic. But I mean, that scene in Lethal Weapon 2 is sort of funny / badass cool, with the guy after shooting Riggs goes, diplomatic immunity. And Murtaugh just shoots him, goes, it's being revoked. But it is generally frowned upon to commit serious crimes when you're in a diplomatic mission. But it happens. So, yeah. It's an interesting footnote to that one about a cop getting shot from within the Libyan embassy. And it suggested no one was ever prosecuted for it. But it took 15 years to have Libya accept responsibility. It doesn't sound like anyone was ever prosecuted. But the footnote was it was a big factor in Thatcher allowing Reagan to launch attacks on Libya from US bases in the United Kingdom because she was in a fuck Libya mood. Yes, and broadly, dialogue from Buddy Cop's movie gets fairly cringe. So, but sometimes you're just in the mood for it. I watched a bit of, when you get all those YouTube videos, like video essays and film critique and whatnot, and they mentioned this movie from a couple of years ago, maybe 5 years ago, maybe less, called Bone Tomahawk. And the woman was just saying how good a film it was. It's a fucking weird film. It's a fucking intense film. It's a mix of horror and Western, basically. Just very freaky and very violent. So don't watch it if you don't like freaky, violent films. But if you want something that is fairly genuinely different, yeah, watch Bone Tomahawk. It's really fucking weird. Yes. Honestly, how good's that? No, I'm doing the Hans Gruber voice reading it. No, I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho. Oh my god. Die Hard just has the funniest fucking dialogue. It's like it's an absolutely ridiculous movie on so many levels, but holy crap, it's so much fun. It's ridiculous fun. I think, geez, the sequels to Die Hard, the quality drops off so quickly. Oh, Alan Rickman was fantastic. You look over his career, And I feel like he's just always good. And there's such diversity in his career. So I suppose he's mostly known for, I guess Gen X knows him as Hans Gruber, and millennials know him as Professor Snape. But he did so much over the years. Serious dramas to romantic comedies. The Chernobyl one was that the one where John McClane's son was in it? It was really funny. At around the same time, I think it was certainly within a couple of years of each other, if not the same year, they did a Die Hard movie with the aging protagonist's son being introduced, with the obvious feeling, if this is a success, we'll keep going with John McClane Jr. And then around the same time, the Indiana Jones movie appeared with, Indiana Jones's son. And it was obviously the same intention. If this is successful and this character is popular, we'll do more spin-offs with Indiana Jones Jr. Neither of them were successful. Neither of them were popular. So we never saw them again. Although we did see Indiana Jones again. I haven't seen the most recent one because I'm not going to watch it till it's free on a streaming service. Not paying to watch that. Well, I guess I'm paying for it because I pay for streaming services. Yeah, I am. It's going to take a lot to drag me into it. Megaleech, hello. Art thou back from your Japan adventure? If so, I hope you had a good time. If you're still there, I hope you are having a good time. And if you're home, I hope you're having a good time at home as well. Just want you to have a good time, basically. I still think probably the next film that'll get me to go to the movies is Dune Part 2. And now that's not till March next year. I have to admit, okay, because I used to really like going to gold class cinemas with Mrs. Angry for a date night. At its peak in the Jam Factory on Chapel Street, there's a bar next to it, and they actually had a really good cocktail menu for a little while, and then they didn't, and then I think the bar's not even open anymore. And we used to get this thing, you get like 5 courses, you get like and so we to having gold class, so we'd get a starter that we'd share, a main each and a dessert each, and that got progressively more expensive and progressively less good over the years. And the last time we went, which was for Barbie, it just fucking sucked. The food they gave us fucking sucked, and never doing it again. It's just like it's gone so far downhill. So if we ever go back to the movies, we'll probably go to gold class because I like being in that more intimate setting with fewer people in there and the comfy chairs. But we won't have their food. We'll have food before or after the movie. We already went to have the drink. There's actually a really good cocktail bar across the road from the Jam Factory cinemas. I think it's called Katuk. I'm just gonna look that up. I think that's what it's called. Yes, Katuk, the Katuk Cocktail Bar on Chapel Street, just across the road from the Jam Factory. Really nice cocktails, nice little venue. So we go there for drinks, and actually, I think they do snacks. I don't think they do food. But it's Chapel Street. There'd be somewhere for food. Like, what's the current menu at the Katuk? Ooh, they've got an animated. I don't know if you heard that noise. It's like a page turning. It's an animated. Oh, they've got bar rules. No fighting, no swearing, no sleazing. And in fact, treat everyone else like you'd treat your grandmother. No talk of politics or religion. Free drinks will not be given to any person that asks for a free drink. Yes, even if it's your birthday. Any person deemed special enough by the bartender to receive a free drink will get the bartender's choice. No name dropping. We know the owner too. No drugs. We've all seen what they do to spiders. There never has been and never will be an X in espresso. The bartender's always right. Shut up and drink. Ooh, they do half-price cocktails on Wednesday. If I ever want to go out and get drunk on a Wednesday, I'll have to remember that. Their signature cocktail is the Hawksburn. Glenmorangie and Ardbeg whiskey, Dubonnet, Chartreuse, yellow Chartreuse, and Angostura. Matured for months in oak before being bonded and sealed with wax. Wow, okay, so they got a barrel-aged cocktail. Neat. Don't even know if you can hear that. Can you hear the weird noise? It's like a page-turning noise. Yeah, they're actually trying to be cool. I think it was might have been it was one of the cool New York bars. Might have been Please Don't Tell that had a set of rules, just like, and there was a lot of it was don't be a dick, but there were some actual real rules there, and it was like, don't have loud conversations, do not talk on a phone, do not make calls or take calls. You know, you can text, but don't take calls or make calls. Spritzers, wines, beers. Oh, that's right. They make jaffles, tin spaghetti, jaffle, chorizo, a vegan jaffle, a croque monsieur jaffle, 3 cheese jaffle, chicken jaffle, and a cheese board, spicy meatballs, and olives. Okay, they have snacks, but not dinner. Oh, you can hear the page turning noise. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I mean, I guess I could have shared the actual web page while I was doing that. I didn't think of it. Now it's gone. Actually, you know what? I just put this weird thing in there. I'll see if I can find it. There was an old cocktail book called Breath in the Afternoon. Okay. Fucking Bing sucks balls. Let's see if Google's any better. Breath in the Afternoon is that it? Because I found someone that had, yes, I think this is it. Okay, I will actually share this. Oh, yes. Okay, now this, I don't know. I find this cool. This is a recreation of about 100-year-old cocktail book as a website. Hey, Heine, how's it going? I will share your pics in a minute, Megaleech. Just want to do this. So, yeah, the book was called So Red the Nose, or Breath in the Afternoon. They got celebrities to provide cocktails, and it makes a page-turning noise. And so the signature one for this book is Ernest Hemingway's Death in the Afternoon. So it's basically absinthe in champagne. I love to pour 1 jigger of absinthe into champagne glass, add iced champagne until it attains the proper opalescent milkiness. Drink 3 to 5 of these slowly. That's such, if you're talking about, even if it's just an ounce of absinthe, 3 to 5 seems like a bad idea. So I don't know who Carl Karma is. Stars fell on Alabama. Alexander Wilkins, While Rome Burns. Louis Paul's Pumpkin Coach. William Seabrook's Asylum. Oh, God. With a really poor taste illustration. Oliver Lafergue's Laughing Boy. Frank Scully's Fun in Bed. Rourke Bradford's John Henry. That's a raw egg and whiskey. And you drink, oh God, it's a shot. It's whiskey with an egg in it, and you drink it in one gulp. That's disgusting. Tobacco Road cocktail. Frank Buck's Singapore Gin Sling. S.S. Van Dyne's The Canary Murder Case. See, I don't know any of these names but Hemingway. Christopher Morley's Swiss Family Manhattan. Oh, so that's a Manhattan with a dash of absinthe. Rye whiskey, Italian vermouth, absinthe. Stir and serve extremely cold. An alternative name for this drink, writes the ebullient Chris, is Absinthe Makes the Heart Grow Fonder. Virginia Falklands Barbarians Cocktail. Margaret Eyre Barnes Years of Grace Cocktail. Ah, there's a name I recognize. Edgar Rice Burroughs' Tarzan Cocktail. Bacardi, or white rum, lime juice, Cointreau, and sugar. So that's a little variation of a daiquiri. McKinley Cantor's Voice of Bugle Ann. There's gin with lemon juice and orange juice. And that's not great. Dorothy Altus's Hop, Skip, and Jump. Gin vermouth with a sprig of mint. Canthus Roberts' Lively Lady. To make two ladies lively. So it's gin, vermouth. Oh, it's a man. It's martini. Henry Justin Smith's Innocence Aloft. Irving Stone's Lust for Life. Robert J. Casey's The Cannoneers Have Hairy Ears. Harriet Montreux's Poets and Their Art. Rockwell Kent's Salamina Cocktail. Rum and Applejack, and that's all. Good Lord. Again, with a tacky Island Girl stereotype illustration. Donald Calcross's Singing in the Wilderness. How many are there? E. Philip Oppenheim's The Man Without Nerves. Gin and vermouth. That's just a martini. That's so cheeky, pretending you're doing something other than a martini. Anthony Adverse. Rum, lime juice, bitters, and sugar as a daiquiri. Ooh, a strong dash of brandy. Little daiquiri variation. A Vestal version. Gin, Cointreau, and lemon juice. Or is it gin sour with Cointreau? Sweeter. Arnold Gingrich's Eskies Hotspot. I don't know any of these names. Marion Strobel's A Woman of Fashion. Whiskey, brandy, lime, and orange. Like, that's a really friggin' weird whiskey sour. Oh, if you do this, this will make 3 cocktails and will probably dispose of the weaker member of the triangle. Theodore Dressler's American Tragedy. Oh, there you go. That's all of them. Okay. I don't know why, but I am really amused by that whole thing with the page turning. Safa got your full license. Nice. Safa, I originally got my driver's license in New South Wales. In Dubbo. I did originally get my driver's license in Dubbo. Hey, Liam. I am well. I also hope you are well. Anyway, disc pictures. Sightseeing. All right. So I'm going to go sightseeing pictures from Megaleech. Okay. So it's obviously an airport. Transit. Ooh, city. Oh, I clicked the wrong buttons. Oh, right. Okay, you did them in different posts. Okay, I'm easily confused. Took me a while to work out what was happening there. So that's like a tell. Is that like a simulation of the Eiffel? Man, your beard is prodigious. Okay, it's doing that again. You did them in multiple posts. I keep doing stop sharing. I don't mean to. Yes, you're making it difficult for me. The fighting robot. And the Statue of Liberty. You sure you didn't go to America? It's like you're in Paris and America and not Japan. That's pretty weird. And is this your hotel room? Nice. Thank you for sharing. Safra, I did read the story about a new COVID booster, which I think they're suggesting is even more effective than their previous ones. So it's good. People, if you haven't had a booster in 6 months, get it. There is so much COVID around. I've been so lucky with my two things being really mild, but you can't bank on that. And who the hell knows the long-term health consequences? None of us, essentially, because it hasn't been long-term yet. We could be seeing generations of people dying younger. I mean, I hope not. We won't know for decades the full impact of it. Short version, try not to get COVID. Because despite the fact the overwhelming majority of cases are mild, a spooky number are not mild and drag on for ages and have permanent complications. And of course, the worst of the permanent complications is death. And you can get really complacent and go, it's nearly only old people and blah, 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 blah. But dude, low percentage is not 0%. Anyways, it seems extremely capable of mutating. And I am not a medical expert, so I can't really answer as to why they can't tell us what's going to happen long term. Oh, you just noticed my haircut. Yes, yeah, cut it back to where it was about 2 years ago. I think I'm going to let it grow out for a month or two, and then that's probably going to be the length I like it at, and then I'll just maintain it at that length. Yum. All right, this is a new clarified cocktail I made yesterday, and this is my first time tasting it. I put some strong flavors in this, including an Amaro, an Australian Amaro with a base of Davidson plum. Not sure what the indigenous name for Davidson plum is. I want to look it up. Davidson plum plant. Australian native food. Let's see. So it's first listed in 1876. Davidson plums are known as one of the best native plums. Deep dark purple fruit contains soft juicy pulp with sharp acidity. It has been very popular with Australian spirit makers, Davidson plum. The gins that had Davidson plum in the mix. I have a Davidson plum Amaro. So, yeah, actually, I just realized what I wanted to search on with regards to Davidson plum. It's an indigenous name. Okay. The name of the indigenous is just Ure. Okay. So yes, like all the names they gave native fruits and whatnot in Australia, it I love this description. Superficially resembles the European plum, but is not closely related. It's purple and interesting, and it's one that's been, as I said, very popular with Australian distillers. So, what are the other ones where they've just like arbitrarily named it after something European it reminded them of? It's an ure. I don't know. I think you should go with that name because it's almost like you're cheering, hooray! It's like, I really like this fruit. Hooray! I'm being silly. That is interesting. That has there's a late palate, slight bitterness from the Amaro, and it's very fruity. It's actually really quite nice. They might be nice with soda, actually. Finger lime, thank you, Megaleech. That's another one. Absolutely unlike limes, but it's an acidic fruit and it has little. People often refer to it as the caviar because it's these little nodules of fruit flavored skin on the inside. I think it's not at all related to limes, but it's vaguely similar, and they've called it finger lime. Actually, look, I'm just going to go general search and see what comes up. Native Australian. Why did that not work? Okay, what the fuck is my browser doing? Native Australian fruit. Here we go. Melbourne Bush Food. Actually, that's a very cool website that I've been tempted to get things from. Okay, so you can get the trees to grow your own native fruits, which I'm honestly very tempted by. Atherton raspberry. Okay. Finger lime. Medium berry plant. Sweet appleberry plant. Haven't heard of that one. Ooh. Boobiala, native juniper. Okay. Oh, what a great name. Pig face plant. Montree, that's one that some of the distillers have used as well. That doesn't seem to be named after Kwandong. That's another one I've seen distillers use. There's a few that are called something plant. Plum, I should say. Rosella plant. Native tamarind. Blueberry lily plant. That's okay. That's lily pilly. There are a few different species of lily pilly, also known as ryeberry. Native mulberry. That's another one. They've just called it mulberry, and it's nothing like it. Native mangosteen. Pepperberry. That's an interesting one that distillers like as well. Davidson plum or ure. Yes, and a couple more versions of lily pilly. Blue brush cherry, which doesn't look at all like a cherry. Burdekin plum, another one they've decreed to be a plum. So there's a few they call plum because they look vaguely like plum. We've actually got a lily pilly plant here and sort of just behind that wall, actually. And it doesn't grow a lot of fruit, but it's pretty good when it does. And I tend to make a cocktail syrup with it because they're very red. So I cut them in half and I have this big old seed, and I chuck the seed out and just cover them in sugar, and the sugar leaches the juice and the red flavor from them, red color, I should say. It tastes kind of like pear. Justin, hello to you in Santa Barbara. How's things going? So yeah, this particular lily pilly, when I make a syrup with it, kind of tastes like it's made from pear. There are a lot of trees around here that grow a different version of lily pilly that is much harder to make a syrup with. You still can. The one that we have here is really neat. It's just like with a knife, you just like cut around, and then two halves will come off the seed. This other one, the fruit's much more solid, and you just can't cut it like that. So when I made syrup with that, I tend to sort of score the skin and like crush them a little bit so the sugar can get into the flesh of the lily pilly and extract some flavor. And they also tend to be a lighter color. They're like a light pink purple, whereas the ones that grow here are very red. But it's kind of fun. I mean, apparently, if you're in the know, most neighborhoods that have parks and stuff have a lot of native plants growing that you can use in cooking and whatnot. That is interesting, Justin. You can breathe easier in the US than in Australia. Look, there would literally be different allergens floating in the air. US cities usually, but though not always, but usually have far worse pollution than Australia. So if you don't have allergies, it's generally harder to breathe in US cities. I tend to get eye irritations in big US cities, like my fucking eyeballs. Talk about bloodshot, they will just go fire engine red. And I have to get some really serious eye drops to clear them. My eyes do not like pollution. I have enough. I haven't had to use drops very much in Melbourne for a couple of years now. But holy shit, like Los Angeles with its friggin' pollution. Ugh. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Rays, you get more allergic reactions. There are literally just different allergens in the air. And yes, like you and Justin are reversed. There are things here that trigger his allergies, and there are things in the US that trigger yours. With me, it's pollution. I don't know that I have any particular allergies, but the pollution, particularly like Los Angeles, Jesus Christ, the pollution can get bad in Los Angeles. I remember with my ex going to visit, she had a really rich aunt that lived a little bit out of LA in one of the suburbs, and there was this big valley. Across the other side of the valley was this huge mansion that was Arnold Schwarzenegger's, apparently. So they had a straight line of view, but there would be so much smog, it was very difficult to see. I guess it was probably only about 500 meters across this valley. It was really difficult to see because of the smoke haze. Also, reminds me, there was a movie with Terence Stamp, who's very cool British character actor. For mainstream audiences, probably most famous as Zod in the Christopher Reeve Superman movie, Superman 2, the leader of the evil people. But he just, oh my God, the guy's got like a 60-year career, did some amazing shit. And he did this movie called The Limey. He's a British criminal who got arrested for some crime in the US, and so's spent a decade or two in a US prison. And when he gets out, he finds out someone has killed his daughter. So the whole thing is finding out who it was and is going to get revenge. That's a whole bunch of backstory. Okay, but the reason I brought it up is at one point he ends up at a party in a really swish LA house. It's like on a hillside. It's on stilts overlooking a cliff, and the ocean's out there. But there's so much fucking smoke haze you can hardly see anywhere. And as he's standing on the balcony with someone, the guy he's with goes, "They say this is a really good view if you can see anything." And that just kind of sums up how bad LA's pollution can be. Like when it's bad, if you're in a bad spot, and you've got clear open views, you can still only see like 100 meters. Really fucked my eyes up one time I was there. Race, you're allergic to cyanide? Dr. Abigail's allergic to radiation, arsenic, and compliments. I get it. Okay. Jokes aside, I don't have any allergies that I know of. But that's the funny thing. There can be stuff that you don't know. Like, is the fact that pollution fucks up my eyes, is that an allergy or is it just particulate matter? I'm just a bit more sensitive to particulate matter fucking up my eyes. Because that's what it does. It fucks up your eyes. Head of the class, unpopular. Weird songs that get stuck in my head today. It's been the old Nada Surf song, Popular. Rays. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. Yes, Dr. Abigail, it's bad that such a nice person's allergic to things. You deserve better. That's pure class, Rays. Also very clever. Nicely done. That's like when I need a word for it when you're jokingly being a dick, but you're actually being nice, but there's a joke in there where you're being a dick as well. That was chef's kiss. That I really enjoyed that. Oh dear. Just so many points for creativity there. Oh dear. Oh, sorry. That's just really tickled me. Oh dear. Jared, I'm just sitting here. I'm slightly distracted because in my brain I'm going, I might make myself just a mini old fashioned, not a big one, just a little one. Actually, maybe even with what I've got here. Because goddamn, I made one the other night on a stream. Oh no, your immune system's been compromised, Dr. Abigail. Made one the other night with Nova, my old favorite. Fuck me. Such a good old fashioned. Because I've got so many weird and wonderful whiskies there. Some chemo to be less sensitive to compliments. Okay, now I'm torn because now I was thinking of making a rum old fashioned. That fancy molasses rum that I found when I was looking. You know what? Fuck it. All right. I have an idea. Oh God! Well, that's what I've had it stuck ever since. Okay, for the themes on live streams, I tend to go on a few sites that say, "What's today the official day of?" And if none of that inspires me, I go on Wikipedia, like, what happened on this day? Whose birthday is it? And it was Ken Griffey Jr., who I only know from the classic Simpsons episode from, I don't know, how many years ago would it be? 30 years ago. The softball one where Mr. Burns gets all the ringers in and they have a song. Ken Griffey gets addicted to, I don't know what it is, some drink that causes gigantism and he swells up. And there's a line with Ken Griffey is grotesquely smoked, tall and draw. And that's all I know Ken Griffey from. Are you playing Skyrim? I still haven't played Skyrim. Mrs. Angry's played through a couple of times. She's much more a gamer than me these days. She's playing through Zelda Breath of the Wild again. I still haven't played it once. She's having her second playthrough, playing it a different way than she played it the first time. Anyway, I am going to get fancy molasses rum. What's the proof on this? Man, 52%. All right, definitely a small old fashioned because that's extra strong. So I have a plan of what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it a little bit herbal as well. So a little bit of sugar syrup in the glass. And because I got to put the lid on. Oh, got the bitters. I'll do that. Gonna do a cheeky dash of Benedictine. And then the fancy molasses rum. Not altogether sure what makes this molasses fancy, but that's what they tell me it is. It's fancy molasses. Well, actually, I could read the label. Crafted with sustainably sourced New South Wales high-test molasses, matured in Apara sherry casks. This rum... Oh, God. Where's my phone? Oh, God, where is my phone? Where did I leave it? God damn it. It's just sitting over here on. We drained the battery. Damn it. It's like low contrast label. My sad old eyes need a bit more light. Okay. Mindfully distilled. In 2019, as one of 3 early explorations, the impact of raw material on rum character offers a complex finesse with flavors of gingerbread, sultana, apricot jam, crème anglaise. So this was aged for like 3 years. Neat. I've had that for a little while. And it's high proof, 52%. Thank you for pinging Where is the Angry Phone, Dr. Abigail. All right. Stormcloaks hate anything not Nord. The Empires Against Religion has their ideology. Stormcloaks are dirty. Look, poor Empire looks clean and rich. I have to play it at some point so I can get the whole vibe for it. Put a little bit of extra bitters. Just a little bit. And I get a funky rum, old-fashioned. Justin, I'm not surprised you think about moving there every time you visit. Just chilling my old-fashioned. Just having a little mini old-fashioned. Because my first drink had more alcohol than I intended. And it was also high-proof alcohol. But anyway. And this is somewhat high-proof too. What's it taste like? It tastes fucking yum. That's so good. Oh, that's like golden syrup. Man, that is so Fucking yummy. God damn. Oof, that is good. I was talking earlier about sweet drinks. I like stirred down sweet drinks. Oh, fuck, that's good. Oh, that's got a beautiful character to it. That doesn't have the same burn that whiskey does. Oh, man, that is super yummy, though. So for about half to 3/4 Tim Smithed. I think Justin told us earlier he's in Santa Monica at the moment. So, weren't you paying attention when I made it? I said everything. This is rum. This is fancy molasses rum in an old fashioned. So it's a little bit of my spiced apple brown sugar syrup, fancy molasses rum, and a dash of Angostura bitters. I just made a little one, just a teeny little mini old fashioned. It's so fucking good though. Oh my God. Oh, that's so yummy. It's gone, man, you should have made a bigger one of those. Okay, file away. Fancy molasses rum makes it absolutely friggin' kick-ass old-fashioned. Like I bought that a while ago. I don't know. Look at this. Oh, shit. Almost knocked the bottle of Vegas through. Oh, you can't actually see because of the label, but where is it? There? So I suppose it's still half full. And I reckon I got that at least a year ago. Actually, maybe I can find out. Because I would have ordered it online. What email account do I have on this browser? Let's have a look. Fuck off being with trying to get me to... Wait, which account is it? Okay, no, I don't order through that one. What Gmail am I in? This one. Okay. So, okay, so I'm just going to search fancy. Okay, so that's when they... Okay, and that's when I ordered it. Tax receipt from Fancy Molasses Rum, which I did lash out a bit. September 22. Okay, see, this is when people go, look at all those bottles, you must be an alcoholic. And as I repeatedly say, alcoholics do not have collections. They just have empty bottles. And this one, which I just, I feel like this is the first time I've had it in a while. It's like, so good. Half empty, and I bought it over a year ago. So most of the bottles last a long time, is what I'm saying. Ray's need to go to the gym. Yes, I need to go to the gym again. I've not been for decades. But yes, fancy molasses sounds good. Also, just in terms of easy drinking, what Archie Rose did, they released 3 special rums that were based around 3 quite different types of molasses. I just got the fancy molasses, fun name. And they released the others, and again, I'm not spending, because it wasn't a cheap one. I'm not spending that much on it. And then they released one that was a really good price. And apparently it was a blend of all of them. They just called it triple molasses rum. It's a very nice, easy drinking rum. Doesn't have as intense a flavor as the fancy molasses, but it's very nice, easy drinking rum, and is also much cheaper. If I remember Archie Rose, what are we doing? It's a new one. Voluntarily checking age. Okay, so shop. Rums. What rums are they selling currently? Triple molasses, 89. So that's not cheap, but it's an extremely good, tasty, easy drink rum. Their white cane spirit, which is an unaged white rum, basically, $69. Nice, 69. Yes. Okay, one I didn't get because it was very expensive. Refiner's molasses rum, $149. Holy shit. And one I really didn't get, Mill molasses rum, $199. Jesus, no. So this was aged in Apera, which is the Australian version of sherry casks. Christ, it's 67.5% ABV. Okay, that's for hardcore rum people. God damn. But also, I am not paying $200 for a bottle. God damn it. Justin, I understand that would feel like a good thing, splitting your time between Australia and USA. You're young. You can do wild and crazy things. Oh, God, that's so fucking good. Yum. Okay. But I'm going to be responsible and finish the night with soda water. Because even I can be vaguely good. When I get 10 cents back on this bottle. God, I tried today the new container deposit scheme. There's a place not far away. It's like less than 5-minute drive away. I suppose they would do it. And they went, "Oh, now our thing's full. You can't do it here." And so I looked at the thing and there was like a service station that was another 10 minutes away. I thought, I'll go there. And I went there and they go, you need to fill in this. You have to fill in a form to do the. See, Safa knows. You have to set up the app. I didn't know that. You have to set up the app. So I fucking gave up. I'm probably just going to, you can nominate that the money goes to a charity. I'm actually probably going to do that. It'd be nice to put the stuff back in and, be a couple of dollars every now and then. I am probably just going to go, just give this to a charity. We'll see. But I was annoyed at how difficult it was. Yes, that's exactly what it is, Dr. Abigail. Giving up is quitter talk. Yes, and yes, Safa, they literally just added, I don't know about 20 cents, but they did definitely literally just add 10 cents to the cost of the drinks. Oh, okay, see, that's right. I really like soda water when I've been drinking something really flavorful, and it's like there's flavor embedded in my tongue, and the soda water washes it all through. It's very yummy. Oh, really like it. Safa, New South Wales has been doing it in 2017. I think South Australia's been doing it since the 70s. It was Don Dunstan introduced it in South Australia in like the 1970s. Anyway, okay, when I was a kid, because Coca-Cola had the really elaborate bottles, which I think was quite expensive to produce. So you used to be able to get a deposit back on Coca-Cola bottles, possibly some others, but definitely Coca-Cola bottles. So those elaborate Coke bottles, you could get a deposit back when I was a kid. And then they introduced this one that was a different size. I think it was like 375 mils. You had the small Coke bottle, which was about 250 mils, and the large one that was 750 mils. And you get a deposit on them. And then there was this mid-size one that was in a really plain bottle that didn't have a deposit. It was like 375 mils of Coke. And yeah, so we colloquially called that a throwaway Coke. Like, I was going to the shop, my brother would go, "Can you give me a throwaway Coke while you're there?" That was a very 70s thing, a throwaway Coke. Yeah, Safa, I don't remember exactly what the deposit was, but it was kind of worth it. But it was only for the elaborate Coke bottles. And then they introduced throwaway Coke. And then deposits generally disappeared. And yeah, Victoria has been very much a laggard. In introducing the deposit scheme. But it's here now, and I've got a few things. It's only a couple of dollars worth. Maybe I didn't even count. There was some cans, some bottles, some plastic bottles, some glass bottles. These count for 10 cents. My Pepsi bottles count for 10 cents. So I think I've saved a couple of dollars worth, $4, maybe even $5. But I think I'm almost definitely just going to give it to charity. Pain in the ass. Anyway, tomorrow I probably will. The guy at the service station was really nice, and he gave me a pamphlet. I could have done it then and there. I went, "Oh, cool. I have to scan this and work this." Okay, cool. I'm just going to take your little pamphlet, and I'll fucking work it out later. The guy from the really nearby one said, "Our thing should get emptied in like 2 days. You could come back then." So I might do that. I don't know. Oh, well, see, Safa, I mean, it's basically the minimum I can do. It's kind of like if I go and I either just put these bottles in recycling, or now I can take it there. It's like, it generates a couple of dollars. Do I need a couple of dollars? No. Oh, there's a little thing you click and go, just give it to a charity. Why not do that? Okay. Yes, no milk or wine, or no spirit bottles either. So when I eventually finish a spirit bottle, that just goes in recycling, unless it's a nice shape. I did actually save a couple bottles recently because they were nice shapes. And because like when I make clarified cocktails, I like to have them in a nice bottle. This is a Mr. Black coffee liqueur bottle. They always have these occulty symbols on their bottles. I'm amazed there hasn't been some weirdo freako call to ban Mr. Black because of their occulty symbols on their bottles. But they got bought by one of the biggest spirit manufacturers in the world. And apparently they made out like bandits. Like the Archie, not the Archie Rose, the Four Pillars guys in Healesville made out pretty well. They also got bought, I think, by Diageo, one of the biggest spirit companies in the world. And I think they made, like the three founders of Four Pillars, I think they made about $10 million each from the deal. Because the ultimate buyout was $100 million, but money went all over the place. I think the three founders pocketed about $10 million each. Fucking go you good thing. I'm not even really jealous. I'm just really glad that they made out like that. But apparently, like the main dude at Mr. Black, I think he got something like 50 million from the deal. Like Mr. Black was such a big thing. I think he made about 50 million from the deal, which is fucking wild. Is coffee only for rich people? Coffee is going to get more and more expensive because climate change is going to make coffee harder and harder to grow. Crops will get smaller and smaller, so coffee will get more and more expensive. Was that 3 apps for the container scheme? Well, that's fucking stupid. I'm gonna get really annoyed. There was a not a barcode. What do we call it? A QR code on the pamphlet. I'm gonna look at it tomorrow. Seriously, if it's more trouble than it's worth, shit's just going into recycling. That's the tits. Okay. Yeah. So, but I'm going to try and work it out tomorrow, and I'll maybe try the close container drop-off place towards the end of the week. Saha, you're a font of knowledge, dude. I'm appreciating the degree to which you've looked into this. You need an app for your part of the state. Okay. Fucking solid hat tip to you, brother, for having actually researched all this stuff. Because I was completely taken by surprise when the guy in the service station went, "Yeah, you got to do the stuff." And he was really cool. Like, I think he expected me to do it then and there. I was like, cool. I'm going to take this home and read it. God damn it. I just realized I've gone to, okay, here's the thing I do when I go out and about, particularly when I'm in a suburb I'm not usually in. I often do the like map search, Dan Murphy's near me, because individual Dan Murphy's stores occasionally want to clear their shelves of particular bottles, which they're not going to restock, and they just want to clear the last couple of bottles to have something else on the shelf. And they will mark down these bottles by anywhere from a third to a half, and you can get some real good shit. But there's no way to predict it. There's no way to know which Dan's is doing it and when they're doing it. So I basically tend to, if I'm near a Dan Murphy's that I'm not normally near, I just look to see if they've got some unadvertised specials, because they tend to be like, I mean, really fucking good specials, like a third to a half off. And I think Dan Murphy's are franchisees, but I'm not sure. I don't know. See, if it's that difficult, Dr. Abigail, I'm going to have to look at the website, which will annoy me. If there's not something where you just put your postcode in and it automatically puts you in. Northeast West sounds like the other parts of the state. I would say Melbourne South. Anyway, short answer is I have no fucking idea. Slightly longer answer is I will probably spend a little bit of time tomorrow trying to work it out. I'm Tim Smithed at the moment. I don't know that I'm fully Tim Smithed. But again, as I always say, because I'm not a piece of shit, half Tim Smithed is too Tim Smithed to drive. I can absolutely tell my reaction time would be impaired. And I would definitely blow over the legal limit. But he was way over the legal limit when he crashed into that person's fence. And yeah, just because, well, okay, 2 reasons. First, because I'm not a piece of shit. I'm not about to go out driving. Second, I have no reason to go out driving, so I don't have to do it. Oh, God, you're on the website and you can't figure it out. Look, there's no way I would be able to figure it out at the moment, so I'm not even going to try. Tomorrow, I'll probably make a bit of an effort. And honestly, if I think I work it out, I might post something on Discord. Like, okay, I went on the site and I did this and this was, because there were a bunch of things to work out. Oh, what's Mrs. Angry saying? Oh. I've got a text I missed. Oh, hopefully she's on bed. All right. So, there's another text from Young Was Every. Tomorrow night, I'm doing dinner with the offspring. Probably just going to a pub meal. All I want is a good pub. Oh my God, that weird guy. What are they? The chats? those guys who do like suburban bogan rock. I think they're called the Chats, and they're kind of funny. Yeah, I'm on Smoko. All I want is a good pub feed. I had like my little music YouTube music player on random today, and it played a chat song I'd never heard before, and it was like the price of smokes has gone up again. Like it's $40 for a pack of smokes, $2 for each smoke. And then there's just this repeated chant late in the song, those bastards in Parliament should be hanged from the neck. And I was like, this is not getting played on Triple J. They played a few things of the chats. I just kind of feel in the world it is today and the way weirdo freakos have actually been prompted into violent and lethal action by hyperbole, I'm just going, this is not getting airplay. This was a misfire, you guys. Oh, yes. Which fucking up? I don't know. I got a little pamphlet from the servo that said there was a QR code to scan. So, yeah. So, music go Melbourne South. Okay, you know what? Even though I already said I'll fail miserably, I'm going to go and look it up. Container Deposit Scheme. Website CDSVIC. Search the interactive map. Right, okay. Okay. So from what I can see, Dr. Abigail, the closest place here looks like it's in Carlton, which is not particularly close, I know. So yes, there's none right next door to you. But that's the whole thing. Yeah. But I'm going to try and work out the fine details tomorrow because I don't have the little pamphlet with me now. It's in my work desk to just maybe look at tomorrow and deal with it then. Oh, and I also find out my future at work tomorrow because the weird thing is what they call the machinery of government changes. Just before he fucking retired, Dan Andrews decided the public service should restructure. And as a result of which, I have to reapply for my job. Not everyone has to do this. I was just one of the lucky ones who has to apply for a newly created position. And here's the tip. There are more people whose old jobs don't exist than there are new jobs. So some people will no longer have their job. In my case, there's a very obvious one for me to apply for that I don't think anyone else would beat me for. It's basically my job, essentially. Except actually, it's actually a little bit better. I'd have a minion. If I take this new job, someone would report to me. I'd have someone to do my bidding. So, yeah, that's just a little thing that's happening to me tomorrow. They're doing the final presentation on, here's the thing. And then I have to reapply for my fucking job. So That's just a little thing that's happening to me tomorrow. And my boss was saying, "Oh, did you go to any of the workshops about preparing your resume?" And I went, "I was a contractor for 20 years. I was updating my resume twice a year. I don't need anyone else to tell me how to do my resume. I'm pretty good at it." Hi, Strictly Sega. How you doing, bro? Yes, we are actually talking about the 10-cent bottle deposits. I've saved up a couple dollars worth, and I just need to work out how to friggin' do it. Thank you, Megaleech. Good luck, Witch. Yeah, I actually talked to my boss today. She's extremely keen for me to apply for this role and not take a package. I think if I took a package, I'd get somewhere close to, because I haven't actually been there that long. I'd get something like somewhere between 3 and 6 months pay. Whereas someone who's been in the public service for like over 10 years, I think they get somewhere from like 6 months to a couple of years pay in a package. It's a whole complicated thing. I don't want complicated shit. I'm just like, oh, look, there's a job. I'll apply for it. Although it's very weird. Applying for your own job is very weird. And I think I have ingratiated myself enough with the bosses that they want me to take this job. And there's an at least 50-50 chance, probably more like 90% chance or higher, that I will be the only one who applies for this job. But who the fuck knows? It's a strange mystery. What just got posted to Discord? Because I heard a Discord noise. Sorry, I just saw Strictly Sega saw Dr. Abigail's white crocheted dragon egg. Thought it was a soft serve ice cream. That was the Discord noise. Yeah, Safa, see, when you have to reapply for a job, there's no guarantee you'll get it. Sometimes it's a fucking scam to get rid of people. In this case, I don't think it's a scam to get rid of me. My boss seems to genuinely want me to apply for this role. But I'm already getting practice with having a minion because we had an intern. There was some government adult retraining thing. And so we interviewed a couple people and picked one, and he's really good, actually. And yeah, so I actually have a minion now. He's really good. So I don't know. I'm being responsible, mentoring, and all this shit happens. I will have a second minion. Which actually reminds me, I have to talk to my boss about minions. It sounds like I'm talking to my boss. Let's go watch Despicable Me and talk about minions. Oh, well, you would have had minions, Dr. Abigail, because you were like a gun programmer. I've been a team leader before. No, way back when I worked customer service, before I got into IT, I was a team leader. I had a bunch of minions in a call center. Not telemarket, although I have had telemarketing jobs. This was customer service, accepting incoming calls and helping people. So it's a long time since I've had minions. Jesus Christ. Probably like 25 years. Ooh, man, have I mentioned I'm old? You probably haven't noticed just from looking at me, but I'm old. It was like 25 years ago. Or am I flattering myself? Was it longer than that? Anyway, somewhere between 25 and 30 years ago, I had minions. And then I didn't. I changed roles and got paid more and didn't have minions. Now, apparently, the freaking world keeps turning and I'm ending up with minions again. So we shall see what happens. Some stupid old hand saying, Chog, you've missed most of the stream. You literally have. I'm about to go to bed. But it is nice to say hello to you. Sorry? The shoe computer. I feel like I've missed something. I don't know what that is. Although I don't remember who was sharing it with me, but there's some bullshit in Vegas at the moment. Like the Formula One was on. Someone opened a pop-up bar called the Shoey Bar, which, okay, a shoey is an absolutely disgusting thing that's happened in Australia over, I don't know, the last 5 years. Drinking a drink out of shoe, like you take your shoe off and pour a drink into it and drink it out of your shoe. Absolutely disgusting. And no, I will not and never will do it. God damn it. So this bar in Vegas had they call it Shoey Bar, but what they're doing, which is fucking, and apparently this is a very expensive cocktail. I don't know, it's in some designer shoe, but there's actually a plastic insert that they put in, and then they pour the cocktail into that and give you a straw. That's bullshit. And you also don't put cocktails in a shoey. You just pour beer or something for a shoey. It's ridiculous. Typical Americans fucking it up. Chog, you're going to be a couple hours north. I love those pictures you posted, by the way. And I hope when I said calendar worthy, that didn't sound dickish. I just literally meant like if I was working for the tourism authority, and I'm going to share so people know what I'm talking about, like the one with the lake particularly. If I was working for the tourism authority for that region, I would want to use that picture to promote. They were both really good picks, but the little mountain lake one in particular was fucking awesome. And yes, I also like I like Mega Leech's Gundam. That was pretty cool. But this one, this mountain lake one, that is such a beautiful photo. That is friggin' fantastic. I would absolutely legit, if I was in the tourism authority for that area, I would want to use that like on a big print or something. God damn, so good. So Ray's tonight took a turn. Found a paper strip in a book. Used to take the bush drifts. Oh, okay. Oh God, yes, please, Chog. Your pictures were fantastic. Okay, so Safa, I think someone sent it to me on Facebook. The shoey thing. Let me just see if I can find it. Is it in my notifications? I think it was Facebook. I could be wrong. Just scrolling through. Scrolling through. I can't see anything. Wait, was this it? Oh, Jesus Christ. Why is Facebook fucking up so much? No, it was okay. It was a guy called Mike on Facebook. All right, you know what? I'm gonna share this little video. No, fuck off! Fuck off with the sound. We don't want the fucking sound. Okay, now I'm okay. This is the last thing I'm going to do before I go to Sleepy Bobos. It was not. It was not Heine, basically. All right, I'm going to share this full screener. So I turn the sound off. So there's a place called the Shoey Bar in Vegas. Okay, and they have those shoes, but they put a fucking plastic insert in. No. And also, you don't do it with a new shoe. You do it with your own goddamn shoe. Must be at the Bellagio with that fountain behind it. And $135. Oh, it is at the Bellagio. $135. That's some ridiculous bullshit. Anyway, so if I'm not watching anything tomorrow, I'm having a dinner with the offspring. Just a pub feed, which I think is going to be really good. And in all probability, we'll be streaming on Thursday. I always say that because shit can happen. Something can sidetrack me. But I can't think of anything that would sidetrack me. Yeah, no, Rays, that's it's bullshit, man. It's fucking bullshit. That Shoey bar is fucking bullshit. Putting a plastic insert in there, fuck that. You drink it from your own shoe and it's not a cocktail and it's not $135. You just fucking pour a beer into your shoe and you fucking drink it. That's a shoey. Fuck, what is that? All right, eating the cherry. Oh, man, that's fucking good. Oh, yeah, Chog, if you're sharing stuff on Discord, I'm here for it, man. So, Race, this is a TikTok of you doing one of the back of a shirt drink. Nice. But anyway, after saying I'm outraged at that Vegas travesty of a shoey, I'm never doing a shoey. I'm just not. I am not doing it. Okay. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, maybe I will pour a ham cider into a shoe. Maybe. Trixie, you're watching me make a drink. No, I only made one tonight. Rays, look, honestly, it just New Year's Eve. Okay. I disdainfully said I wasn't going to do a shoey. I'm going to check if it's just here. Okay. You'll have to be here for New Year's Eve if you want this to happen. But a sparkling cider. Fuck yeah. Okay, it's here. Okay. The Angry Aussie gym shoe. All right. See if you can hold me to it. See who remembers. If we do a New Year's Eve stream, I'll have sparkling cider for midnight and I will do a shoey. But someone has to remember that I committed to this, because if you don't force me to do it, I'm not going to do it. But if someone remembers New Year's Eve, I will do a shoey from the Angry Aussie gym shoe. Oh, God, I'm an idiot. Why would I even say that? Why would I even say that? Well, is there probably like a cider that doesn't taste like ham will end up tasting like ham? Okay, Ray's is committed to remembering that for New Year's Eve. You've clipped it. You've clipped it. Me committing to doing a New Year's Eve. I'll do it. I'll do it. If someone remembers on New Year's Eve that I committed to doing a shoey, it'll probably be cider. I'll probably do it with cider, not a cocktail. That's just so bougie. beer or something sparkling. We could think about what cocktail, but I just think cider. And talking about setting an alarm for New Year's Eve. Fuck it. You know what? Fuck it. And Ray's is sending the clip. Everyone put a calendar reminder. I'll do it. I will do it. I'm committed to doing it. After disdainfully saying I'll never do a shoey, that I was like, you know what? I fucking will. All right. I've worn those shoes a few times too. So, okay. Having said that, I'm going to go to bed. Having cursed myself with that. God damn it. God damn it. Yeah, probably 11:59. That's that. I think that's a midnight countdown thing. A cider shoey is probably a midnight countdown thing. So, all right, you all folks, please take care. I am going sleepy berbers, and I've committed myself to doing something absolutely horrible on New Year's Eve. Why the fuck not, honestly? But please take care, one and all. Maybe see